The importance of having peer-to-peer theater and youth arts education in a community is for that one kid who needs this, who needs to be able to be safe, to be celebrated, to be creative, and you do it for that one kid, because it turns out it never actually is just one kid. It is one kid and the next kid and the next kid and the next kid. So we started because we did it for that one kid, and now we have thousands.
The Academy of Children's Theater is a local theater organization here in the Tri-Cities, where we serve not only the Tri-Cities, but the surrounding community as well. We're an education-based organization, so we teach kids how to act, sing, and dance, give them life skills, of course, alongside that, and another place to find community here.
I love ACT so much. It's like, this is like home away from home. If I were to choose anywhere else to be, it'd be here. Because I know I love it here.
What we do is theater that is for families, by families. We love to get everybody involved in the show and get everybody involved in doing the art here and putting together that community. Richland is located in the southeastern corner of Washington State. We're in the Columbia Basin Valley. There are 3 cities that make up the Tri-Cities. There's Richland, Kennewick, Pasco, but we also serve many smaller communities that are around us.
We get students who not only come from our local Tri-Cities area, but we actually serve students that come all the way from Burbank and Benton City. We've had students come as far as Hermiston, which is in Oregon, and Boardman. We've had students who have come down from Connell, and even our school shows bus in students from Mattawa and Patterson. And in the 30 years that we've been around, we have grown from producing just 2 main stage productions each year to 6. And we used to only host 2 to 5 classes every summer, and now we have a robust 9-week summer class program where we serve over 600 kids every summer. We try to be that go-to group in the community who can make sure that any kid in this area who wants to try acting or theater or drama gets an opportunity.
Everything we do here at our theater is educational, whether that be educational towards the students, educational towards our teachers, towards our staff, towards our parents and our audiences. Just in by the sense of the word, we try to make sure everything is a learning experience. You know, if you're doing a show that's about history, you get to learn about the history there. Or if you're learning to read music, that's so tied to math skills. And there's just so many different things that theater can tie into.
You're learning while you're playing, and I love that, because when you're interested in something, you learn a lot more from it than when it's being like force-fed to you.
Arts can teach you a lot of things. Some of the big takeaways that I like to get from it and that I really incorporate into my lesson plans is some problem-solving skills and really teamwork and communication, because in pretty much all aspects of theater, you have to be able to communicate and you have to be able to work together with a team. And so starting with those younger classes and building those in, it really just helps it grow. And those are skills that you can take to any job and any place that you go.
An intern works with the education director as well as the other teachers at ACT. We primarily work in the pre-K classes as well as the first, third classes, which are based on story drama. And story drama is where we take a certain book and we walk through the theme of that book with the kids, being able to help the students grow into themselves and gain their own confidence and start to talk to their peers when they used to be a really timid and shy person. Really helps you see that what you're doing is making an impact. Especially with a lot of our pre-K students, it's their first time in a classroom environment, so they get to have that experience before maybe going into public school.
I always tell kids, even if you don't go into acting after you're done here, you are going to learn how to say what you mean and mean the way you say it, and work in all sorts of situations with all sorts of different kinds of people.
We try really hard to find where that need is in the community, where there might be youth arts education that isn't being offered, and we jump on that.
My fun thing that I love doing is helping get programs into schools and into the community at large, and helping get arts education out there for kids that maybe don't have the chance to come to our building. I think it's really important as we go out and interact with schools to be able to show them that we can meet the state standards, we can meet the criteria that they have to meet, and it is possible to do it in a way that allows for creativity and innovation.
The productions that we're able to help schools put on is the after school play energy, and every kid wants to be in their school play. So we know that there are a lot of great programs here in our high schools and some in the middle schools, but there is quite a gap in our elementary schools. So we have 3 new programs this year that will be in elementary schools to be able to offer that school play experience.
Theater is not a singular person art form. It takes a village really to do it as well. Don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to just say, hey, like, this is what help we need. I know a lot of times we all want to do things on our own and things along those lines, but building those partnerships and building those relationships are something that I think I've learned in this job and doing that, as well as that it is totally okay to find that help where you need it. Foundry 10 has helped us with a number of different programs. Foundry 10 helped us establish our preschool program and our intern program. Foundry 10 has been instrumental in many things that we've done. We can just work on the art itself and work on the program itself, focus on developing the curriculum or building the show or working directly with the students and creating those lifelong relationships that we get to create. I think by putting that to the back of our minds and knowing that we've got that support, it allows us to be better artists, be better teachers, and things along those lines. One of the programs that Foundry 10 has really been able to help us with is getting our program started over at Orchard Elementary. So this year we had a real goal to put new programs out into the community, and we wanted to make sure that we were fulfilling the need to get theater into the elementary schools of the Tri-Cities, because while we do have lots of programs at high school and middle school, elementary is barren in terms of where there's theater. And so through the hard work of our staff, which we were able to bring on because of Foundry 10, and through the hard work of our teaching artist Taylor, who created the curriculum and teaches the classes directly with some of our interns, some of our teaching assistants, we were able to put a drama club into that school.
You can really find lessons for it just about anywhere. It might seem a little bit intimidating to start, but it can be as simple as reading a book and acting it out, or jumping into your imagination and getting that there.
It just takes a little bit of planning and a little bit of support. And when you have those things in place, you can turn any experience into a dramatic arts experience. So you can read a book and do a play with it,
Just attending performance is great. An audience is really critical to the whole experience for kids, right? They learn how to, in the moment, work through situations, and then also be vulnerable in front of people who you don't know, and all those kinds of things. So I think first and foremost, going to see performances and just being people off the street who go and see them and want to clap for them, that's fantastic.
So when we get to other communities and we're performing, there is a steep learning curve, and I think that's almost necessary to be able to make sure we are receiving the information and hearing what the needs of our further out and our other school districts and other communities nearby need, so that when you do arrive and you do show up in someone else's space and in someone else's community, you are not only set and ready to go, but you're able to take some feedback in from what those communities look like, how the participation levels might be different, and then adapt.
Financial involvement is super critical. There's so much good work that needs to be done, and only so many resources, right? So attending a gala or a fundraising event by your local organizations are great ways to be supportive. And we even have a lot of people who call in and say, I just would love to volunteer. And sometimes that's selling concessions, sometimes that's building sets. Just really depends on what your skill set is and what you're interested in doing.
I think the most important thing that someone can do to support arts in the community is to really be proactive and vocal about getting the support that they need, and looking for funding, looking for educators that are educated in whatever art that they want them to be, want their schools to have, and to be able to really just understand how important arts are in a children's well-being and education.